So, how do you make a living as an author? I mean, book royalties aren't that good. So, how do you do it? Are you just wealthy on your own? And how do you make the money? That's exactly what we're going over today. Stay tuned. Hi, I'm MK Williams. I'm an author and independent publisher. I love sharing my insights about all things self-publishing with you. Before I get into the details of today's video, don't forget to hit subscribe. That way you can be here every week as I release new videos on self-publishing, making a career out of being an author, and now being a mompreneur. And today we're going to be talking about the all-important topic of money. So as we go into 2022, I'm closing in on 3 years as a full-time author and 7 years since I started publishing books. Wow, that's been quite a ride. So as a full-time author, this is my job. And believe it or not, books are not my only source of income. I mean, think about it. My ebooks are like $4.99 or $5.99. I would have to sell a lot of books every single day for that to be my only source of income. Now, some authors can do this if they have a viral book or they do rapid release strategy when they're always producing. This strategy doesn't work for every genre and certainly not every author, and it definitely doesn't work for me. So books just can't be my only source of income, and chances are that if you want to be a full-time author, you're going to need other streams of income in order to go full-time. So I've talked before on this channel about financial independence, getting my finances in order, and I may do a video later about the decision to go full-time. If you want me to make that video, let me know in the comments below. But today we are just going to focus on the different income streams that you can create as an author. All right, with these different income streams, you want to think about a few things first. So what actually appeals to you? If you have no interest in being on camera or learning how to create and edit videos, maybe don't do YouTube. If you have no interest in cultivating a membership, don't do that. Like, find the ones that I'm going to mention that speak to you and where you're comfortable and focus in on those, okay? You don't have to do all of these, and we really shouldn't. You definitely want to focus on a few that you can really dial in and optimize, okay? All right, the second thing to consider is how much time are you willing to divert from writing and editing your books to building up these different income streams. These income streams won't be cash flow positive in a meaningful way right away. So it takes time and effort to build these up, and that means you're going to have to divert some of your time and effort away from writing and editing your books. So keep that in mind, all right? It has to be a balance. Okay, and then the third thing I want you to think about is which of this income do you want to be passive versus active? So I did a whole video on this topic, but do you want to be a 70 plus hours a week hustling entrepreneur who's raking it in? Or do you maybe want to be like a 20-hour a week passive income person with less money, or maybe the same money, but still making a decent living? So you really need to define for yourself what your financial goals are, what's a realistic goal, and what can be active versus passive, and how much time you're willing to dedicate to it, okay? So those are some of the things I want you to keep in mind as I'm going over these different income streams. And without any further delay, here are the different income streams that you can have as an author in 2022. Okay, so the first one, books. Duh. So we're here to talk about the other ways that you can make money though. So we're not going to focus on that too much today. So that's the first way. Okay, the next one is patronage. Now this can be the least work intensive option, or it can be a very high touch element to your business. The amount of money you generate from this line of business is correlated to the amount of work you put in. But with a Patreon, Buy Me a Coffee, K-O-F-I, coffee, and other similar services, people can just support your creative work. That's it. Just money that shows up. So some people will offer exclusive content to those who support them in this method and thank them as a reason to contribute. Some people will just let them know about things in advance. So you want to make sure there's a benefit to your patrons, but having different levels where they can contribute can really help you, and it just drops straight to your bottom line. So that's kind of nice. Okay, so the next way to generate income as an author in 2022 is offering author services. So helping others learn to do what you do, and that can be formatting, design, editing, a little bit of coaching. But again, find something that you feel comfortable coaching people on or doing for other people that you enjoy, that you feel that you can offer a reasonable price for the service. Like, really think about it. I also have a video on that I'll link to, so you can find out more about maybe that could be an option for you. YouTube. Okay, so it took me over 3 years to get monetized on YouTube. So this is not a set it and forget it type thing, but you can make money from YouTube ads. You can also leverage your channel as content marketing for your books. So there's probably an entire series of videos that I can and will and have made on this topic, but YouTube can be a way for you as an author to generate some income, build your audience. So it kind of has multiple positive things going for it in addition to the potential direct revenue that you can generate on this platform. And the same thing goes with podcasts. So I don't have one, but it can be just as rewarding and challenging to create and produce a regular podcast, right? You're still going to build your audience. You're going to be able to put out great content, but ad money can be an option once your audience is big enough. Many people I know who run podcasts monetize it through selling and promoting their own books on it and with affiliates and sponsorships. So keep in mind that, again, you're building up that audience with a podcast, you're delivering value, and you need to consistently be there in order to get that growth to then monetize. So that's more of a long game. And as I just mentioned, affiliates and sponsorships. So this is where you have an audience and you're recommending products or services to them. You get a commission from the sale of these items as an affiliate, or you're compensated in advance for the things that you'll say about the brand, which is a sponsorship. Now, I recommend only signing on to do these if you genuinely like and support that product, company, or service and would use it even without being paid, right? I think it can feel ethically icky to pimp a product you've never used or wouldn't use. So definitely keep that in mind as you're going about looking for that. I know some authors are just like, no, I need to make money. I need to make money. I need to leave my day job, but like, don't compromise who you are in order just to get that little bit of extra money, because it's going to show through when you make this not very genuine recommendation, and then you're not going to get any money and you've compromised your credibility. Okay. So don't do that. Courses. So this is not just for nonfiction authors. So these courses can complement your nonfiction books as another way to leverage that IP. Or you can write fiction, and if you're really good at something like world building or dialogue or romance tropes, you can make a course about that to help other authors. So that's one way you can do that, similar to the coaching, but probably a bit more passive once you've created it. Merchandise. So this is definitely not a moneymaker for me, even though I do have some merchandise, but some authors do really well with this line of their business. Up until now, the items I've mentioned could be the only other line of business that you need as an author. With this one, unless your books generate enough income to live off of, then you probably won't make enough off of merch to live on either, but you never know. There probably is somebody out there who's like,
no, I make all my money off of merch and I have a few books, and you're wrong.
Good for you. But I would say the average author out there who's starting to self-publish in 2022 is probably not going to suddenly realize all they need is books and merchandise overnight. It's going to be a long haul to like build that up, build the audience who'd be interested in your merch to buy it. So keep that in mind. So public speaking. So this kind of goes alongside with merchandise. So if you're big enough to have a name in any field to command a decent speaker fee at a conference, your book sales are probably halfway decent. But this can be a way to spread your message and platform if your aim is truly just helping people with whatever your book is about. So public speaking can be a way to monetize your message. And in that case, you're probably more seeing yourself not as just an author, but as somebody who has a message to bring out, and you're using your books or public speaking or YouTube or other things to get that message out wider. So you may not even identify as just an author at that point, but public speaking could be a way for you to do that. Okay, and the last item I'm going to mention today as ways to make money as an author in 2022 is through memberships. So this is similar to like a course or a patronage, but if you want to cultivate a membership of people who can learn from what you have to offer, but everyone can also connect with each other as well. So it's much more of a community building aspect. There are lots of different things that you can focus on and offer within your membership, and you have to decide what you can commit to for your members. So speaking of which, I now have a channel membership for this channel. I want to be able to connect with you all, and I've been thinking of doing a membership for a while, but I wasn't sure how I could do it or if anyone would want it. So I figured I would actually start with my YouTube channel membership, since this is my most engaged audience, and see if I could grow beyond that. Okay, so there are lots of different things that I just threw at you, and you may be feeling overwhelmed. So what I want you to do is actually sit and take a few moments and think of the different things that kind of sparked for you of like, oh, I could do that, or like, oh, I would not want to do that. And write down some of those ideas for other income streams that you could generate as an author beyond just your book, so that you could make that full-time leap. Okay, as you can see from this video, there are a lot of ways you can make money as an author in 2022, and I've discussed some of these on the channel before, so lots of links will be below so you can check those out. But let me know if I missed any. Is there something that you're doing to make money as an author that I didn't cover? Are there any of these that you're thinking of trying, or you're currently trying and learning from? Let's keep that conversation going in the comment section below. If you found this information helpful, please give this video a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit subscribe. That lets YouTube know that you're getting value from this information and can get it in front of other authors like us. And now you can go back to writing your book.